Hello and welcome to the 2020 Greatest Maasai Mara Awards. We're coming to you live from the Maasai Mara. This is the Angama Photographic Studio. And wherever you are in the world, we are so grateful that you took the time out to join us this evening. And what an evening we have in store for you as we celebrate our conservation partners who work tirelessly to keep the Mara safe. We find out who walks away with a whopping $10,000 and a 5-night stay at Angama Mara. And of course, last but not least, we celebrate the guides of the Mara, 2 of whom get to walk away with a return flight to London. I'm Mikali Ndambo, I'm the Angama Photographic Studio host, and I'm joined by my colleagues Adam Bannister, competition judge and in-house photographer at Angama Mara, and Steve Mitchell, CFO and co-founder of Angama Mara, and man who knows nothing about ISO, aperture, or photography in general.
What a remarkable year it's been, and I trust that wherever you are safe. I've had the incredible privilege of being locked down here in the Maasai Mara. From the day the park essentially closed through to the epic floods, the huge fires, the arrival of the Great Migration, and essentially the reopening of the park, I've had a front row seat into the rewilding of the Maasai Mara, the greatest reserve on earth.
And for those of us who've been unable to travel and maybe locked down at home in lockdown, well, we've had the opportunity to enjoy the Mara vicariously through all of these images.
And for the past 3 years, the Angama Foundation has proudly presented the Greatest Maasai Mara Photographer of the Year. It's an initiative that encourages people to capture and share images of the Maasai Mara, highlighting it as a year-round wildlife destination. It also helps to raise the profile of wildlife photographers, as well as help with conservation initiatives.
This year has, of course, been a challenge, but we're amazed to say that entrants from 43 different countries around the world partook, and 79 camps were represented this year. 100% of all entry fees were given to the 6 conservation partners, and I think that now is the perfect time to show you a little bit about what they do.
The Maasai Mara, without a doubt, one of the most remarkable places on earth. Home to endless grasslands and African creatures, both great and small. Home to the greatest migration on the planet and breathtaking landscapes. It is truly a photographer's paradise. Every day, thousands of pictures are taken, moments frozen in time, memories hanging up on walls, and scenes published in beautiful books and magazines. But there is another aspect, something seldom noticed, that happens behind the scenes. Men and women who dedicate their lives to protecting this fragile ecosystem and maintaining its delicate balance. Teams of selfless individuals who are willing to risk everything to conserve the Maasai Mara at all costs. The Mara Elephant Project, with focus on Africa's largest land mammal, they study land use change and human population growth and tackle deforestation and poaching, providing a safety net across the landscape and a literal eye in the sky. Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. Rapid response veterinary squads come to the rescue, treating all manner of wildlife emergencies, from snares and spears to arrows and gunshots. Mara Conservancy, the driving force behind the success of the Mara Triangle, a team of men and women who tirelessly fix roads, build bridges, protect wildlife, and relentlessly combat poaching. The Mara Trust, spreading the benefits of wilderness protection to local women and children by creating sustainable livelihoods, furthering education, and improving access to necessities such as clean water. Ann Kent Taylor Fund, protecting wildlife and working with communities by maintaining the delicate balance between social development and conservation. Angama Foundation, doing well by doing good by doing well, supporting communities by investing in healthcare and education, and conserving wildlife. Now, more than ever, these organizations need our help and our support. This is an opportunity for photographers to unite and become ambassadors for the landscape that they so much love, to use the trade to give back to the animals and to the people who call the Mara home. Through the powerful medium of photography, we can and we will help our silent heroes.
Incredible work that all of those conservation organizations do, and thank you, Jose, for narrating that story. It felt like you were right here next to me. With the entry fees and proceeds from the auction sales this year, the competition raised close to $30,000 for these organizations, and I'd like to ask them all to join us now briefly. If you would accept the pop-up on your screen to unmute yourself and share your video. Firstly, Ann Taylor of the fund that bears your name, who joins us all the way from Montana. And would you like to share a few words?
Hello, everybody. And I just want to tell you how much I enjoyed that video and seeing all those incredible photos taken by the photographers who support all of us in the field. I wish I was there with you all. However, I'm in Montana and hopefully will be home soon. I wanted to thank the Angama Foundation and the Greatest Maasai Mara photographic competition for including us in, for giving me the honor of including us in as being a grantee. Sorry, I'm terribly nervous here. Why did I have to go first, you guys?
Don't worry, Anne. We've been practicing all week, if you must know.
Anyway, I'm so grateful, and I have a check. Let me see if I can find that. I'm not even very good at this sort of Zoom stuff, so I'm working hard at it. Can you see?
There we go.
We can see. Congratulations, Anne, and thank you, and keep up the great work.
We're so grateful, and I'm so proud to be a conservation partner. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and lovely to see all of you. Bye.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. Next, I'd like to invite Brian Heath, Chief Executive of the Mara Conservancy. Brian.
Good evening, everyone. I think it's an amazing initiative you guys have started. I think this is the third year, and it is going from strength to strength. Thank you very much for all the support you guys give us. And right at this moment with COVID and pressures that we have on our resources, every cent counts. So we very much appreciate what you're doing.
You're very welcome, Brian. There would be nothing to photograph if you didn't do such a wonderful job. So thank you for your efforts to protect the Mara over the last 19 years. Next, I'd like to invite Mark Goss, Chief Executive of the Mara Elephant Project. Mark, you have a knack for fundraising, so if you could just keep it to 2 minutes maximum, please. Thank you.
Thank you again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mark Goss from the Mara Elephant Project. It's my pleasure to be here with you all tonight, and I'd like to say a few words about the organization which I have the honor of leading. MEP operates largely outside the protected areas of the Greater Mara ecosystem to keep both elephants and communities safe. This year has been extremely challenging, and we've seen increased bushmeat and habitat destruction across the ecosystem. Our teams, the rapid response teams, the patrol teams, and the intel teams have been working tirelessly this year, which has been made possible through your support. I cannot thank the Angama Foundation enough for your huge support through this time, especially with starting initiatives like the Greatest Maasai Mara Photographer of the Year competition, which not only celebrates the spectacular beauty of the Mara, but it also brings people together, raises funds and awareness for conservation, but also supports the amazing guides who make these shots possible. I'd also like to thank the wonderful photographers for nominating MEP and of course for sharing these spectacular images with the world. And lastly, I'd like to say a special thank you to Angama Foundation, which I think has made an amazing job and been pivotal in this time for making an online auction platform so we can each have a chance to own one of these pieces of art when gathering has not been possible. Thank you so much. And thank you very much for this amazing, amazing check. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. You're very welcome. But I must warn you, we will send that check by EFT. If you go to the bank with that, they may look
I
at
can't
you.
cash this one.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Thanks for
Thanks.
warning me.
I'd like to invite Crystal Morganson, Chief Executive of the Mara Trust, to join us now. Crystal.
Thank you very much. As everyone's been saying, this year's been an incredibly difficult year, not only for the wildlife and tourism, but also for the local communities. So our role is working with women, youth and children in the northern Masai Mara, so around Alari, Moturugi, Naboisho, Paramat and over to Mara North areas in the conservancies. And livelihoods in this area have been devastated in terms of ladies selling their beadwork, employment, and as well as us as an organization, we often get a lot of donations from tourists visiting the area. And so it's been a very difficult year and we're extremely grateful for the ongoing support that Angama Foundation is giving us. And here is our nice check that we have received. It's not as big as previous years, but it will still go on our wall. Thank you very much.
Indeed, Crystal, we'll be back with hopefully some exhibitions in person next year and look to the auctions and to selling some of the prints to raise the profile of the funds we were able to raise through the competition. Finally, Kirsty Smith from the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, who besides the renowned elephant orphanage in Nairobi, if you missed it on the video, they run a very effective mobile veterinary unit in the Mara. Kirsty, if you'd like to join us.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to join this evening on behalf of the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. I'll try and be brief, as I know that everyone would like to get on with the evening now and hear more about the winner of this inspiring event. Yes, indeed, what a challenging year it has been across the globe. And in the face of all these difficulties and problems, it might be easy to forget the natural world. But from this crisis, we have been reminded how important our natural world really is, how immaculate it is, and how much more mindful we can really be. Thank you, Angama Foundation, for running a competition like the Greatest Maasai Mara Photographer to remind us of just how precious our natural world is. Thanks to the extraordinary talent that has been showcased here, we have captured some incredible shots and moments from the Maasai Mara. And what a magnificent environment and place it is. I myself took the advantage of visiting the Mara this quieter year to soak up its natural beauty as well. Unfortunately, I'm no whiz behind the lens like some of the contestants here.
Neither am I,
I must say,
let me tell you.
I must say good luck to all of you. I'm in awe of your talent and you're all winners in my eyes. The Sheldrick Wildlife Trust is perhaps most world-renowned for our pioneering work of hand-raising orphaned baby elephants and rhinos and reintegrating them back into the wild. Feasibly lesser known are our many other field projects, such as our 6 mobile veterinary units operating in partnership with the Kenya Wildlife Service across the country. The SWT KWS Mara Mobile Veterinary Unit was founded over 13 years ago now. And in that time, this unit has saved the lives of over 1,800 animals, including 542 elephants and over 170 lions. Given this extremely challenging year, we are so humbled and honored to accept this kind donation towards our life-saving work. Thank you so very much indeed for everyone involved. And I have our check here as well. I don't know if you can see my check. Not a very good light here. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'm happy to be a part of the event this evening, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you for joining us, and to the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust for your fantastic work in the Mara. Isn't it wonderful to see positive attitudes from the conservation organizations, and how appreciative they are of the support and so upbeat about the future of the Mara. Now we're getting closer and closer to the moment that has all brought us here tonight. Who will be crowned the 2020 Greatest Maasai Mara Photographer of the Year?
Well, the judges have certainly had their work cut out for them. We have received hundreds and hundreds of submissions throughout the year by both professional and amateur photographers, taken on everything from medium format cameras to iPhones and GoPros. While there can only be one Greatest Maasai Mara Photographer of the Year, certainly every entry that we received embodied the essence of the Mara. Every photographer managed to capture a moment of drama, of action, of love, of life as we know it across these vast plains. Take a moment with me now to just check out a highlight video to show you the stunning submissions that we received this year.
Wasn't that incredible? So many outrageously good images. And as a judging panel, we couldn't believe receiving these images month after month after month. Truly spectacular. Now, I know that video was rather short, it was very dramatic, and you didn't have much time to look at each of the individual images. So just a reminder that there is a gallery tab on the website that you can actually go back and in your own time look at them and enjoy them. And that's the greatestmaasaimara.com.
Adam, I know you've had a tough job judging this year, and I really don't know how you guys choose between all of those images. But before we get to that, I'd like to just take a moment to thank our sponsors who've made this year's competition a success. In particular, each of our finalists received a set of world-class binoculars, courtesy of Swarovski Optic, and a set of the Remembering Wildlife books. So thank you to you both. We'd also like to shout out to Safaricom for the connectivity tonight to broadcast to you all live from the Maasai Mara, and of course to Kenyan Airways, who are so generously donating 2 return tickets to London for our winning guides tonight.
And special thanks to Angama Mara for providing a 5-night stay and a whopping $10,000 to our grand winner tonight. And a special thanks as well to my colleagues from Angama, especially Adam, and in Johannesburg to Alison Mitchell and Laura Goldsworthy, who have put in so much time, energy, and effort to make this initiative the success that it is. And of course, the photographers who have taken the time to come out to the Mara, take pictures, submit them to the competition. We thank you so much, because without you, we would have nothing to show.
Finally, our thanks go to the panel of judges who put their hard-earned reputation on the line to give an opinion and decide on the finalists and eventually the winner. So to Art Wolf, Federico Veronesi, Nisha Purushottam, Michael Politzer, and to you, Adam, Thank you for your wisdom and generosity this year.
Welcome. Let's get to the moment that I think you're all been waiting for, and that is the finalists. What we're going to do now is show you a bit more slower kind of interpretation of these, where each of the photographer is going to give his or her interpretation, their comments on each of the photographs. So here it is, the finalists and who will be the greatest Maasai Mara photographer of the year 2020.
The rain started pouring heavily, and a ray of sun went through the clouds and was giving us the light I was dreaming. Oh, so I was just praying, please, please, leopard, go to the tree. There was a beautiful dead tree. And he went there. He just walked through the grass. He went on top of the tree, and she was staying there, still posing for me. I took several pictures. And really, that was the dream for any kind of photographer. And this is the result.
My image, just like Dad, was taken early in the morning with the Topi Plains Pride. It was just such a beautiful family scene, but my eye was continually drawn to this one bold little cub who kept going up to presumably his dad, and he would bite him and pull out his mane, and Dad was giving him all sorts of grumpy looks until the little cub just nestled in close, and they both made this gesture, and it just touched my heart. I hope you like it.
Love Hurts is a photo that clearly shows mating among these magnificent cats isn't all about love. It's about the pain, the intensity, and the dramatic scenes during and after the mating.
This picture was taken during one of the rainiest days that Kenya knew in the past few years, with roads and bridges flooded, and we couldn't really go far beyond camp. So when we saw a troop of baboons sitting on top of a fallen tree with mothers shielding their babies from the rain, I knew that that's the best shot we got. And though I would never imagine in a million years spending so many hours photographing baboons, it was one of the most memorable experiences that I had. I learned so much about them, and I learned how to make the best out of the circumstances. As they say, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade.
Everything that kind of makes this image for me is the look on the young lion's face. He's kind of got this whimsical, almost mischievous look, like he's done something wrong. I remember like looking through the viewfinder and like rattling with pictures. I was like, oh, I really hope I've got that moment. And yeah, obviously when I looked back at my RAWs, I did. So yeah, that's the great thing about spending a lot of time in the bush. Animals just sometimes do things that you don't expect.
During this evening safari, baby giraffe immediately attracted our attention. He was very cute, but also he had a problem with his eye. Mama giraffe tried to help and showed much attention for her baby, but baby giraffe to demonstrate his desire to be separate. And at one of such rare moments, it turned out to capture this mother hug. It was very special and emotional moment for me.
Where do I start with this image? It's an emotional one for me because I reckon it's probably one of the top 5 images I feel I've ever taken. And also just the rarity of the combination of all the factors coming together, the light, the line, the storm, the environment. It was just a combination of factors that create this deep sense of emotion, like a connection with the wildlife and the area that you're taking the photo in. Just very privileged to have spent time and for it to all come together so I could capture that shot.
For me, photography in the rain is so much more exciting than photography with clear blue skies. And in September, October, as the wildebeest leave and the short rains begin, it's such an exciting time to be out and be photographing. And no truer is that the case when you've got a huge herd of elephants walking towards you in the car, in the pouring rain, to really bring out all that life we have in the Maasai Mara.
We had been following the 5 cheetahs for around 7 hours until eventually they spotted a herd of zebras in the distance. Once the cheetahs got closer, there was a huge confusion between the crowd. With my well-experienced guide, he knew exactly where to position. One of the cheetahs took the first move, which is the one I photographed, and it was amazing that I managed to capture the cheetah sort of posing mid-air. The equipment I used was a Nikon D70 with Tamron 150-600 lens, and how I managed to capture such an action shot was just ensuring that my shutter speed was above 800 of a second.
I just wanted to say a few words about my elephant image. When I'm in the field shooting, I'm always trying to create something different and unique, and in this instance I was trying to use my analog film camera and do a double exposure. The two favorite portrait compositions of elephants that I like are that side-on portrait shot and the wider landscape shot. So I tried for a few weeks to try and get both of those on the same bit of film. And when it all came off, I was pretty excited, although I had to wait a few weeks to see what it looked like after it was developed. But I'm really pleased how it came out, and I hope you like it.
Wow, those were incredible. I certainly do not envy the judges because I've been trying to narrow down my favorites to just one, but right now I'm hovering at 3 favorite images. But if you look up on your screen, there's a poll. We'd like to know what your favorite image is of the 10 finalists, and we'll check out the results in just a bit.
There were incredible images and a lot of diversity amongst them and amongst the photographers. Which were your 3 favorites, Mukani?
Okay, very technical reasons.
Okay, not the reasons for my favorites, let me tell you.
All right, so Graham Purdy's Elephant Lands, because it's a double exposure photograph, it's so cool. Rihaz CD with Love Hurts, because love really does hurt.
Really does.
It really does. The very technical reasons. And then Graham Wood getting a better view because I am short and it's a struggle in my life. So those are my 3
You're getting a better view.
Yes.
You know, it's funny, there were a couple of elements which stood out for me, not sort of maybe quite so technical, but that shot of the herd of elephants. I mean, poor William, it looked like he was sitting in the middle of a torrential downpour, you know, a classic Mara thunderstorm. He's getting absolutely sopping wet, and somehow he's managed to capture this incredible moment. For me, that was remarkable. And Yaron, I mean, he spent the day with the baboons. Where I come from in South Africa, they're an annoyance, a pest, and yet he's been able to capture this very tender moment between mother and child so elegantly. That was amazing. And lastly, that image from Vicky, Just Like Dad, which I think just carries something between father and son, which absolutely everyone can relate to. But before I forget, all of these images, these finalists are all available for purchase online. If you go onto our site, thegreatestmaasaimara.com, I believe the auction ends tomorrow. So if you see one of these and you'd like to own it, please do make a bid, and good luck.
Yeah. Time for the poll.
All right. See what the results. And because I have the eyesight of a rhino, no, the overwhelming winner is Graham Wood, the Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. That's what the favorite is of the viewers.
But I wouldn't call that overwhelming. I mean, if you look at the length of all of those lines, I'm quite glad that we had a slightly easier consensus from our judges as to which one they liked.
I think it's time that we, it's wonderful just to listen to the two of you talk about your favorite images. I think it's time that we listen to the pros. So we can hear the judges talk about the Maasai Mara and the competition as a whole.
He's not valuing our opinion.
I know, but my very technical description was perfect.
Let's meet the judges.
Ever since 1982, I have been journeying to the Mara River region of Kenya. It has delivered so many great memories and photographic opportunities. I can't think of very many locations where you could hold a wildlife competition with such high standards and with such a great variety of animals. The Mara is the best place for this competition to be.
it was such a task for all of us to select, 1, 2, 3, grade the images. It was definitely a tough journey. I'm a part of this team for last 2 years, and the competition is kind of getting tougher and tougher. And the quality of the images we are getting every year, getting better and better.
We're getting a huge spectrum, and we're getting loads of different photographers from all over the world. It's a special competition to be a judge in. It's terrifying at times because there's a lot of pressure coming in from all different directions, and the Mara is simply fantastic in so many different ways. But we're looking for that one shot that encapsulates so much, that has that energy, that power, that creativity, and that leaves you wanting to see more, to spend time looking at that image again and again and again. And it is that which I have in my heart when I judge.
So it's been really, really challenging judging once again. I'm always striving to find a balance between creativity, originality, and extraordinary sightings and behaviors. And I feel the 10 images that are in the final this year capture these two elements quite well, which are the essence of wildlife photography, in my opinion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, committed photographers spent hours and hours out in the field, sometimes enduring torrential downpours of rain with their favorite subjects, just to capture that moment. Professionals and amateurs alike, photographers from 43 countries, guests at 79 camps, literally hundreds of images, and it all culminates here, the moment we've been waiting for. How are you feeling, Kylie?
Well, I'm excited.
You're excited, Adam?
Very excited.
Well, I have goosebumps more than last year, let me tell you.
A lot of money.
And in this envelope, I have this year's winner. Kylie, would you like to do the honors? But before you do so,
virtual drum roll.
Can I ask everyone to do a drum roll?
Sitting wherever you are in the world.
Let's have a drum roll.
Oh, are we ready? Are we ready?
We're ready.
Are we ready? Are you sure?
We're ready.
And the greatest Maasai Mara photographer of the year 2020 is Blessing Rain by Paulo Torchio.
What a truly fantastic image. Well done, Paulo. Now, before we hear from you, we're actually going to cut to the judges to hear why it is that they chose this specific image.
Each time, each month, it was a task. It was rounds and rounds of discussions and conclusions and conversations, at times debates, and then get into one winner. You saw the raindrops, you saw the golden light, you saw the most elusive big cat of Maasai Mara. It was a picture perfect, and so congratulations.
I'm absolutely delighted about this winning image. For me, there is just so much right about it. Technically, it is perfect. It is a spectacular shot. The exposure, the composition, it's all spot on. It's a mysterious animal. It's an animal that we all want to see. It's an animal that we capture day in and day out. But to get a truly remarkable shot like this is not easy. The tree, the fallen over tree, the lighting, the shades, the tones of green, and then of course the rain. The rain just absolutely makes it.
But two are the elements that make this image really stand out for me. The rain and the backlight. The atmosphere these two elements create is almost surreal, it's almost like a fairy tale. And it's particularly fitting that in such a wet year as 2020 has been in the Mara, the winning image features a big cat in the rain. So congratulations to the winner for an absolutely outstanding scene and moment.
I love this year's winner of the wildlife competition. Yes, there's a lot of great shots of leopards out there, but with the atmospheric conditions of rain, it suddenly becomes something more special. I love images where the atmosphere, the environment is as important as the animal itself. And in this image, it delivers both.
Oh, what a truly, truly fantastic image. And now, Paolo, I know you're there, if you could kindly accept the invitation, which I'm sure you will, and you're getting a lot out of this, and if you could unmute yourself and give everyone your words. This exceptional man. There you are.
Hi, fantastic. I'm so happy. You hear me?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you. Congratulations.
Yeah, because the network is very, very bad, very, very bad. Fantastic. I'm so happy. Sorry, one moment. Yes, I'm back. Thank you, everything. Thank you. It's fantastic. In 1 year, in this year that is so bad, so difficult for everybody, for whatever, for the tourism, for whoever is working in the tourism business, photography, whatever. That is, for me, is a fantastic news. I appreciate. Thank you very much. I hope my picture will help people to come to Mara, to appreciate Mara, to look for this fantastic place and start again from the beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paolo, and congratulations from everyone here at Angama. It's wonderful to be able to share this with you live. And thank you for being such an ardent supporter of the competition. Since we started, if you recall, Paolo was our first finalist way back in June of
January 2018.
January of 2018.
January again, yeah.
Sorry,
one more thing.
Yeah.
Do you know if Anthony is? Do you know if Anthony is in online? The guide.
Yes, Anthony.
Yes. So lest we forget, Paolo, you aren't the only winner tonight. In recognition of the invaluable support which he gave you in allowing you to take that image, your guide, Anthony from Elawana Sand River, wins a return ticket to London, courtesy of Kenyan Airways, for an all-expenses-paid trip to watch Premier League football. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
So Anthony, if you can hear me, we're done very good job. Thank you very much.
I'm sure Anthony's there. Hope Anthony's there. But one of the things, thank you, Paolo, one of the things that we really think is very, very special about this competition is that we realize that a winning photograph like this is actually a team thing. It takes two people. We've rewarded the photographer, but like we were talking about, we want to rejoice and celebrate the guides as well, because at the end of the day, it's their expertise, their hard work, their skill, their patience that allows you, the photographers, to actually get into the place to take that winning shot. And I know that you'll all agree that a safari can become great if you've got a great guide. And ultimately, it is those guides who are the ambassadors and the custodians of the Maasai Mara.
Now, Adam, we have 2 sets of return tickets to give away, or to give away tonight. So Anthony needs a travel companion.
Yes. And what a privilege it is to give away these trips. And so let's do a lucky draw. So Anthony Kiplungat was Paolo's guide. So he's already heading to London. So we're going to take him out of the lucky draw.
So you can't win twice, Anthony. There we go.
So got an empty basket. All right. And I've got the names of all the other guides. All right. First name in. Sami Kasaine goes into the draw. Jonathan Munka. Henry Asadera. Arnold Olenturuja. Francis Sukuli gets to go in twice because Graham Wood has 2 photos in the finals.
Good luck, Francis.
Ruben Kipkemoy Terrer. Bernard Koros. Kiare Malaga.
There we go.
So we have here 9 pieces of paper representing 8 guides. And Adam, if you would like to do the honors.
Big moment. One of you is going to go, well, Anthony plus whoever we pull out of here is going to England. So let's give it a proper thing. Here it is. Let me go right across here so that you can all see this moment. This is an exciting moment, this one. There we go. Kiari, Mataga, it's you. I hope you're there. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Kiari, but it's there. And you're going to England, so I hope you're excited. I hope you're watching.
Congratulations, Kiari, and what a wonderful trip you will have with Anthony. Adam, what team do you think these guys support? Do we need to talk about last night between West Ham and Aston Villa? I mean, I hope they're more West Ham fans than Aston Villa fans.
Yes, yes. Anyway, I hope that Arsenal, I know a lot of people hope Arsenal are still actually in the Premier League when they're eventually our spectators.
Guys, you will have a wonderful trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to believe, but yet another year of the Greatest Maasai Mara has come to an end. Congratulations yet again to Paolo and our other winners tonight, and a massive thank you to everyone who took the time out to join us and who took the time out to come to the Maasai Mara and take photos and share them with us.
You know, Mukali, we also have some exciting changes for the competition next year. Of course, travel to the Mara has been a little bit difficult this year with the restrictions, so we're going to extend the period for which you can enter images from 12 months to 24 months. And we're also going to change the structure a little bit and increase the number of finalists, which I'm hopeful will ease some of the pressure on the judges and also just give us the opportunity to portray more images of the Mara, which, you know, they're just incredible. But we'll have more details of these changes and others in the weeks ahead.
All right, and that sounds really, really exciting. Entries do open on the 1st of January 2021, and we look forward to seeing what new perspectives you share with us. Until then, keep shooting and happy holidays.
Yeah, so thank you once again, and well done to Anthony, Paolo, and Kiari. You guys are in for a treat, and it has been absolutely fantastically, splendidly wonderful to present to you all this evening. And we look forward to more entries in 2021, as you just said. But yes, wonderful.
Thank you very much for joining us, everyone, from all over the world, and good night from Angama.
Good night.